Have you ever finished a meal something that felt healthy enough, and then an hour later, you're feeling sluggish, foggy, or even a little shaky? You think, I just ate, so why am I already feeling off? You're not alone. That roller coaster feeling, where your energy dips or your mood crashes after eating, is often tied to one thing: your blood sugar. And let's face it, after 60, our bodies become a little more sensitive to those ups and downs. The same foods we used to enjoy without a second thought can now leave us drained or even trigger more serious health concerns. But here's the good news. With just a few simple tweaks to what we put on our plates, we can take back control. Today, we're going to talk about food, but not in the complicated, restrictive, calorie-counting way. We're going to talk about real meals. Simple, delicious dishes that help keep your blood sugar steady, your energy level smooth, and your body feeling better than it has in years. These are meals you can make at home, without fancy ingredients or chef skills. Meals that comfort you, nourish you, and most importantly, support your health naturally. So let's dig in literally. Imagine it's a calm morning. You've just gotten up, opened the curtains, and the light is soft and golden. You want something to start your day right. Not a sugar crash in disguise, like cereal or white toast, but something steady. This is where the magic of a simple oatmeal bowl with chia seeds and cinnamon comes in. Not the instant oatmeal with brown sugar packets. I'm talking about old-fashioned rolled oats. Simmer gently until creamy. Add a spoon of chia seeds for fiber and healthy fats. Sprinkle cinnamon not just for flavor, but because cinnamon has been shown to help the body respond better to insulin. Maybe slice in half a banana or a few blueberries for a little natural sweetness. That's it. In just 10 minutes, you've made a breakfast that supports stable blood sugar all morning long. And here's the beautiful part: it doesn't feel like a diet. It feels like comfort food. Warm, familiar, satisfying. Now let's say it's lunchtime. You want something filling, but not heavy. Something that won't leave you sleepy afterward. This is the perfect time for a quinoa and roasted veggie bowl with grilled salmon. Quinoa is one of those grains that's a superstar for blood sugar. It's high in protein and fiber, which slows down the absorption of sugar into your bloodstream. That means you get energy, but in a smooth, steady stream, not a spike and crash. Now top that with roasted vegetables: zucchini, carrots, red bell peppers, whatever's in your fridge. Roast them with a little olive oil and garlic, and they turn golden, slightly crispy, and full of flavor. Add a piece of grilled salmon on top. And now you've got healthy fats and omega-3s that fight inflammation and help regulate insulin sensitivity. A squeeze of lemon, a handful of fresh herbs if you have them, and suddenly, you're not just eating healthy, you're eating beautifully. What's amazing is how your body thanks you for this. You'll feel fuller, longer. No more afternoon slump where you just want a nap. Your mind stays clearer. Your body feels lighter. And over time, meals like this can help balance your A1C and even reduce your medication needs under a doctor's guidance, of course. Let's talk about that late afternoon moment, the one where you're peeking into the pantry, thinking, maybe just a little something sweet. It's a tough hour for many of us. But that craving isn't weakness, it's usually your blood sugar asking for help. And you can answer it kindly, without giving in to processed snacks. Try this instead. Greek yogurt with walnuts and a drizzle of honey. The yogurt gives you protein and probiotics. The walnuts? Healthy fats and a crunch that satisfies. And that tiny bit of honey? Enough to please your sweet tooth without sending your blood sugar on a wild ride. Add a few slices of pear or apple if you'd like, and you've got a snack that feels indulgent, but works with your body instead of against it. Plus, it's so easy to keep these things on hand, no prep needed beyond opening the fridge. When we think of managing blood sugar, it's easy to feel overwhelmed, like it means giving up everything you love. But the truth is, it's about choosing foods that love you back. Foods that give you energy without punishment. Foods that taste good and do good, too. It's not about being perfect. It's about being kind to your body, one bite at a time. And what's even more encouraging? Flavor and purpose. So, You've had your steady oatmeal breakfast, your vibrant salmon and veggie lunch, and even a satisfying little snack that kept your blood sugar happy. But here's something I want you to really take in. Eating well after 60 isn't about restriction, it's about rhythm. When you learn the rhythm of your body, when it feels hungry, when it feels sluggish, you start to notice which meals actually give you life. Now picture this. It's dinner time. You want something that comforts you. Maybe even feels like something grandma used to make. But you also don't want to undo all the goodness from earlier in the day. That's where a simple lentil stew with leafy greens can feel like a warm hug. Lentils are often overlooked, but they're one of nature's secret weapons when it comes to blood sugar. They're packed with plant-based protein, full of fiber, and they digest slowly, meaning no sugar spikes, just steady energy. Add in some chopped kale or spinach, maybe a few diced tomatoes, a bit of garlic and herbs, and simmer everything in a little broth. It's hearty, earthy, and deeply satisfying. And here's the trick. You don't need to overthink it. This isn't a fancy recipe. This is real food, made with love and intention. And the beauty of a stew like this is that it gets better the next day. So make a big batch, store some in the fridge. That's fair. We're human, and food is more than fuel, it's joy. It's culture, it's family. That's why the next meal I want to share with you might surprise you. It's a soft taco made with black beans, avocado, and sautéed veggies, and yes, it helps your blood sugar. Start with a whole grain or corn tortilla, something with fiber that your body can work through slowly. Then layer in some seasoned black beans. These little beans are blood sugar heroes. Full of protein and fiber and easy to digest. Add in sautéed peppers and onions for sweetness and color, and top it off with slices of creamy avocado. That avocado brings healthy fats that help your body slow the absorption of carbohydrates. A squeeze of lime, a sprinkle of chopped cilantro if you've got it, and suddenly, dinner feels like a celebration. You're not on a diet. You're living well, and you're doing it with food that excites you. Now let's not forget about one of the most overlooked times of day, the evening wind down. After dinner, many of us like a little something. Not a whole dessert, but just a taste to end the day on a sweet, soothing note. Here's where a warm cup of unsweetened almond milk with a dash of turmeric and a sprinkle of black pepper comes in. Some call it golden milk. I call it comfort in a mug. Turmeric is known for its anti-inflammatory properties, which helps your whole body, including how it handles sugar. And the pepper? It helps your body absorb the good stuff from the turmeric more easily. If you like, you can warm it gently with a cinnamon stick or a slice of fresh ginger. It's calming, blood sugar friendly, and helps signal to your body it's time to rest. Now, I want to pause here for a moment and say something important. Eating to support your blood sugar doesn't mean perfection. It doesn't mean never having a slice of cake at your grandson's birthday or skipping Sunday dinners with family. Life is meant to be enjoyed. The key is in the balance. When you build most of your meals around whole foods, fiber, protein, and healthy fats, your body becomes more forgiving. Those occasional treats, your system can handle them better. And you feel the difference not just in your blood tests, but in your energy, your mood, your clarity. I've seen it firsthand in so many people, men and women in their 60s, 70s, even 80s, who thought it was too late to turn things around. But with small, loving changes to the way they ate, their bodies began to thank them. They walked more easily, slept more deeply, felt less foggy. Some even reduced their medications, always under the care of a doctor, of course. The meals we've talked about so far, they aren't magic, but they are powerful. And the power comes from consistency. You don't need a perfect day, you just need better days, more often. So as you start thinking about your next grocery list, maybe consider this. What if your meals weren't something to control, but something to trust? What if food could be a partner in your health, instead of something to fear? That mindset shift changes everything. You're no longer afraid of the plate in front of you. Instead, you're excited for it. Now, there's one more meal I want to share with you. It's simple, but don't let that fool you. It's one of those meals that feels like something you could eat every day and never get tired of. I'm talking about a chicken and vegetable stir-fry over brown rice or cauliflower rice. This is the kind of dinner that can be thrown together in 15 minutes, using whatever you have on hand. Start with a bit of olive oil in a pan. Toss in diced onions, bell peppers, maybe some broccoli or snap peas if you have them. Let those sizzle and soften a little. Add in bite-sized pieces of chicken breast, season with garlic, a splash of low-sodium soy sauce or coconut aminos, and cook until everything is tender. Now spoon it over brown rice or cauliflower rice if you're looking to reduce your carb intake for the evening. The beauty of this dish is that it's packed with lean protein and colorful veggies, which means you get plenty of nutrients, plus a steady, sustained release of energy. No sugar spikes. No cravings an hour later. Just nourishment that feels real. You see, controlling blood sugar isn't about creating a wall between you and food. It's about creating harmony. It's about understanding that certain ingredients, when combined thoughtfully, can work with your body, not against it. But I know the challenge many of us face: old habits. We were raised in a time when bread and butter was on every table, when sugary cereals were considered breakfast, and when skipping meals was just what you did to save calories. So much of that was done without the knowledge we have today. But here's the blessing: you are never too old to learn something new. And more importantly, you are never too old to feel better than you did yesterday. That shift doesn't have to be drastic. You don't have to throw out your favorite recipes or swear off foods you love. Sometimes, even more importantly, it's about slowing down. Taking a moment before each meal to say, "This is for me. This is my way of loving myself today." Because when we reach 60, 70, and beyond, food becomes more than nutrition. It becomes a reminder that we're still here, still living, still deserving of care and attention. So many of the viewers I've spoken with over the years have shared beautiful stories about their health journey. Some said they used to feel overwhelmed by the idea of eating right, until they realized it could be simple. One woman told me that once she started adding cinnamon to her morning oats, she felt more balanced throughout the day. Another gentleman said that after switching to lentil soup twice a week, his energy during walks improved. These aren't stories from medical journals. They're real people, making real changes and seeing real results. And you can too. You don't need a nutrition degree. You don't need to shop at fancy health food stores. You just need to care enough to try. And if you've made it this far in the video, I know you already do. Now, before we wrap up, I want to remind you that every one of these meals we talked about isn't just good for blood sugar. They're good for your entire being. They support your heart, your brain, your mood, and even your joints. They keep you strong, sharp, and ready to enjoy the life you've worked so hard to build. So the next time you're standing in your kitchen wondering, "What should I eat?" think of one of these meals. Think of how good your body will feel. Think of the peace of mind that comes from knowing you're doing something positive, something loving, something real. You don't have to do everything perfectly. Just keep showing up for yourself. One meal at a time. One bite at a time. And if today's video spoke to you, if it gave you hope, encouragement, or even just one new idea to try, take a moment and share your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to know which of these meals you're excited to make. Or maybe you have a favorite blood sugar-friendly dish of your own to share with the community. We're all in this together. And of course, if you found this video helpful, please click that like button. It helps more people like you find this channel. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss future videos filled with simple, powerful ways to take care of your health after 60. Remember this: your age is not your limit. Your plate can be your power. Your meals can be your medicine. Here's to more energy, more clarity, more joyful days, and more delicious meals to carry you there. Until next time, take good care of yourself. You deserve it. You know, one of the most powerful things about food is that it tells a story. It tells the story of how we were raised, what we've celebrated, what we've survived. And now, it can also tell the story of how we're choosing to take care of ourselves today and into the future. So many of us grew up thinking health meant sacrifice, giving things up, saying no. And when it comes to blood sugar, the message we often hear is, cut this. Don't eat that. Avoid everything you love. But what if we change that message? What if the focus wasn't on fear, but on nourishment? Because when you sit down to a plate that's filled with vibrant colors, real ingredients, and meals made with love, you're not depriving yourself. You're giving your body what it needs, what it's been asking for all along. And if it feels a little overwhelming right now, that's okay. We've all been there. Every single person who's made a positive change in their health started with some hesitation. But they also started with one choice. Just one. Maybe that choice is cooking oatmeal with chia seeds tomorrow instead of reaching for toast. Maybe it's swapping sweetened yogurt for a version with walnuts and fresh fruit. Maybe it's trying that lentil stew or black bean taco and realizing, hey, this is actually delicious. And you don't have to do it all alone. If you live with someone, invite them in. Make it a shared experience. Cooking together can be bonding, and when the people we love join us on our journey, the path feels a little lighter. If you live alone, you're not forgotten in this message. In fact, I see you and I want to remind you that caring for yourself is not just an act of health, but an act of dignity. You deserve a meal that makes you feel proud, even if you're the only one at the table. This isn't about being perfect. Some days you'll order takeout. Some days you'll have a slice of cake. That's life. That's normal. What matters most is what you do most of the time. And when those most of the time meals are simple, blood sugar friendly, and made with intention, that's where the magic begins. And let's not forget these meals don't just help control blood sugar. They help with energy, digestion, mood, even your immune system. They help you walk further, rest deeper, and feel more like yourself. You might not see the results in a day, but give it a week. Then 2. Watch how your body responds when you treat it with care instead of criticism. And when you do start to feel better, celebrate that. You've earned it. Think about how good it feels to wake up without that heavy sluggishness. To go for a walk without your knees aching from inflammation. To look in the mirror and say, I feel good today. That's not just physical health. That's emotional well-being. That's confidence. That's freedom. And yes, all of that can begin with something as simple as what's on your plate. If you've ever been told it's too late to change, I want you to throw that belief out the window. Your body is listening to you every day. And even after 60, 70, or 80, your body is still capable of healing, of balancing, of growing stronger. You just have to give it the chance. So today, whether you're prepping your first meal or reflecting on all the changes you've already made, take a moment to acknowledge your efforts. You're showing up. You're learning. You're trying. That matters. And if this video has helped you, if it's given you ideas, encouragement, or simply reminded you that you're not alone, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. It helps the channel reach others who might need this message just as much as you did. Also, don't be shy. Share your favorite meal in the comments. What do you love to eat that makes you feel great? What changes have you noticed since adjusting your meals? Your story might be exactly what someone else needs to hear today. And of course, if you haven't yet, I invite you to subscribe. We're building a community here, a place where health, aging, and happiness are celebrated, not feared. Because at the end of the day, you're not just managing blood sugar. You're choosing life. Vibrant, flavorful, meaningful life. You're choosing to nourish your body, to support your mind, and to live with purpose. So here's to you, the meals you make, the steps you take, and the beautiful years still ahead. Take care of yourself, one bite at a time. And as always, remember, you're not alone on this journey. Here's to living your best life at any age.